Hello, saxophonists. This is your lesson on the Great Gate of Kiev for our band festival. Before we do anything, get out your music because anything that I show you will probably be backwards. This is probably backwards to you. If you don't have it out, pause the video and get it out. All right, first thing that happens in the Great Gate of Kiev for you alto saxophone players is you have a dotted half note. And here is what it looks like bigger. Remember, the stem can be up, and I'm sorry, these are probably backwards for you. The stem can be up, or the stem can be down. They're the same thing, it just depends on how high the note is, or how low the note is. A dotted half note is 3 beats. The half note is 2, and the dot on the half note adds 1 extra beat. So you'll hold it for 3 beats. Oh, the next new thing for you is F sharp. This symbol right here that I have circled, you might know it as a hashtag. In music, it means sharp. It makes any note a slightly different note. That F sharp is played, it looks like your G. Remember, no thumb key, top 3 fingers. And the F sharp, you put your right hand middle finger down. That's F sharp. Our next new note is the E below that. Let's see, here's our F sharp, and there's our E. E, you can start with your G fingering again, your left hand 3 fingers down, and you add right hand 1 and 2. That's your E. Then we come to a D. It's below the staff right here. Please follow along in your music, because if this is backwards to you when you finally see this on YouTube, this will be confusing. D is right below the staff. It's basically like your middle D fingering, the one that's on the 4th line in the staff, but you do not use your thumb. Otherwise, you'll get the high D. Top 3 fingers, your left hand 3 fingers, no thumb. You can keep your thumb on your little landing pad here. Bottom 3 fingers. And if you accidentally squeak out a higher note, make sure you're not too tight in your embouchure. Loosen your embouchure just a little bit. You might need to drop your jaw a little bit. Just like that. And you should look up any fingerings on page 54 in the back of your book if you need to. And then we come to a half rest. 2 beats of rest. And just a reminder, it's a whole note. It's 4 beats long. Let's see, the next thing we come to that you probably haven't seen before is this multi-measure rest. That big black bar means that you're resting for at least 1 whole measure. In this case, you can see right here, it's 2. And if you look at our time signature here, 1 measure is going to have 4 beats. So when you're down here, you're going to count for 2 whole measures. So it will sound like this. You're playing along, playing along. And then you'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. And it's a good idea to count on your fingers. It's not weird. It's not anything. It's okay. Adult musicians count on their fingers so they don't lose track. Totally fine. But you can't leave any extra time before you come in on the next note. So just be aware of that. And aha, we have F naturals coming up after our multi-measure rest. It's hard to do this backwards. Here we go. An F natural. The natural sign that they have in there, I'll make it big so you can see it. Looks like that. I think it sort of looks like a candy wrapper, you know, like a little hard candy. There's a little wrapping on the edge. Maybe that's just me. But that means if it was sharp or flat before, look out. It's a different note now. It's natural. In this case, it's F natural. So let's review. Before we were playing F sharp, and sharp had that symbol that looked like a hashtag. We call it a sharp. Don't ever call it a hashtag in band, please. F sharp had your middle finger down. It's like G, both your middle. F natural, totally different note. It's like G, but with your first finger down on your lower hand, your right hand. That's your F natural. F natural, F sharp. F natural, F sharp. You might want to pause the video and try that. And then we come to this crazy thing. That curved line is called a tie. You'll notice that there's a G and then another G. And you have this curved line. The tie means that you add the value of each note together. So the whole note is, think in your head, how many beats? I hope you were thinking 4, because that's right. 4 beats for the whole note. And for the half note, 2 beats. You have to add them together for the tie. Maybe write on your paper 4 plus 2, because this is backwards for you probably. 4 plus 2, 6 of course. That is a 6-beat note. So you only tongue the note once. You only start it once. Ta, rest, rest. Hope you could hear my foot tapping. That's called a tie. And you keep playing, not a lot of new stuff. At the very end, you see this crazy thing. Kind of looks like a little eyeball up there. That's called a fermata. A fermata. Say fermata. Say it a few times. A fermata means you hold that note for extra time. But Miss D'Angelo, you say, how do we know when to stop the note? Aha, you look up at your conductor, and at the band festival, it will be Mr. Carlin. He's going to let you play that. It's a whole note. Play the whole note. Da, and he'll show you to hold the note. And when he wants you to stop, he'll cut you off like that. He might use one hand. That's okay too. So that basically means look at your conductor. They're going to hold the note for a longer amount of time. You're going to hold the note for a longer amount of time. And then you have to look and make sure you're seeing when you have to stop. Remember, just look like that. He's closing his hands. Or I'll close my hands. So those are your new notes. You have, don't forget, F sharp. It's like G, but with your middle finger down. You have F natural, the one that I think looks like a candy wrapper, that natural sign. It's like G, but with your first finger down. And remember, all of the Fs in this song, in this piece, are F natural unless there is a sharp symbol. We have no sharps and no flats in our key signature. So they're all going to be F natural, except when the composer writes in this F sharp, that little sharp symbol. And you can see someone was nice and put in this copy F natural. They write the natural sign in to give you a little reminder, not F sharp anymore. So you have your F sharp, you have your F natural, you have your E, it's like G but with 2 fingers on the bottom. You have your low D, it's like high D, except no thumb on top. Otherwise you're going to get the high D. That's not what you want. Don't forget you have a multi-measure rest. Here you count for 2 measures. Don't forget, it's okay to count on your fingers. Dotted half note, 3 beats. The tie, you add up the amount of beats of each note and you hold it for that long. Fermata at the end means hold the note longer and look at your conductor. And then we have all this little writing. Look at your paper. This says MP, which means mezzo piano, medium soft. So that tells you how loud to play that note, medium soft. Mezzo piano. This, it starts sort of like one point and then the lines open up. That's called a crescendo. Get louder. Next, MF, mezzo forte, medium loud. So here the piece is kind of building. We're getting louder. And let's see, forte. If mezzo means medium, and you saw mezzo forte is medium loud, forte is loud. And those are all of your dynamics in there. Dynamics, don't forget, are your different volume levels, and you're changing volume levels. So there you have it. Great Gate of Kiev. If you want to look up Kiev, it's a city in Ukraine, and the Great Gate is a very old entranceway into the city of Kiev. It's kind of neat. Look up a picture. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you at your lessons.